Hey there, Vinny from Project Frugal. Well, it's another fortnight and we're up to episode 39. We're getting closer to that 100,000, road to 100k. Let's see what Denise has purchased this week. Moving on, here's Denise's portfolio, $35,428.57. What has she bought? She has bought. Let's click on the activity tab and find out. Well, it's Australian Foundation Investment Company, yet another financial company. Now, I did say in the last video we weren't going to be investing in the financial services, but there's a reason why we did. Anyway, we'll come to that shortly. So another $1,000 into that one there. Yeah, it all adds up. Moving on to the portfolio, the reason why we added it into there is because with that extra $1,000, it puts it over $1,000 all up. So although that actual stock investment has lost $81.12, it's closer to $2,000 than $1,000. So it just looks prettier on the graph. That's the only reasoning for this. One good thing about having an application like this, where I can track all the data, dividends, shares, all the rest of it, is we can sort various things. We can have a look at the market value. We can see which is the largest holding. In this case, it's Barramundi, which has been a total disaster because it's lost almost $1,000 on only $3,389. So it's literally lost a quarter of its value. Pretty much, anyway. Well, it says here 21.81%. So bad investment. So out of these 15 total instruments, we've only got 4 that are in the green, essentially. Down this column on the left-hand side here, these are the ones that have made the profit. But I have full confidence that these are going to catch up, do what they need to do, and eventually we'll probably have a whole lot will be green. But that could take quite a while, and who knows how long it's going to take. So today was a good day, $306.69 up. That's beside any investment, reinvestment whatsoever, all that sort of stuff. Good day today. There was 11 gainers, 4 losers, and no stocks that didn't change. And the dividends at this stage, there is a payout coming out today. I'll show you that shortly. But in December at this stage, there's $300. I think in the last video I said this portfolio was going to give out $1,500. That's pretty much smack on the money. You add $300 onto $11.93.60, and that's at this stage. That brings $14.93. We go back to the summary here. And with the payout, which is today, if we have a look at this column, this is the earnings date. So today, Turners is releasing their earnings information. We'll have a look at that shortly. And today, Property for Industry Limited goes ex-dividend. So based on the last results, it paid out $11. So that's going to take us over $1,500 for the calendar year. Now, with the Turners going ex-dividend, we can go and have a look on Yahoo Finance. I recommend having a look at Yahoo Finance for a lot of things here. We can see that the current share price, $3.58. There's also some stories that they have about this particular stock. Some of them are not very current, but some of them are. It shows you the financials in terms of annual, quarterly, revenue and earnings. A very good site for getting, well, basically getting some useful information. We can see here the analysts recommend that this is a buy. We can see that, well, there's only been 2 analysts by the looks of things. One says hold, the other one says buy. So generally speaking, it's a buy stock. Their revenue has increased. Their earnings have increased. The analyst price targets on average are, currently the stock's sitting at $3.58. The average is $4.27 according to this. So maybe, well, there's only one analyst who's provided a price target. That's why the average is $4.27. So based on that, the analyst recommends that this is a buy stock and the eventual price will go up to $4.27. Considering it's now $3.58, if the analyst is correct, the price is going to go up. And I'm not sure what the time frame is for that, but if we stick with that, should be good. So we're not going to be selling it regardless. It does pay out 4 times a year. It's a great stock to own, in my personal opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. That $4.27 also matches up with what we're going to see down here. This column here, $4.27. So this is the price target. So according to the analysts, this stock is 19.27% undervalued. So if we were to buy, let's say $1,000, and let's say the analyst predictions come true, we should get another $192.70 on top of that $1,000. in theory, if the analyst is correct. And who knows what will happen in the market. The market could go up, the market could go down, and it will. So even if this gets realized, maybe the analyst will say, well, actually, the stock's overvalued now, so it's got to go back the other way. Let's have a more in-depth look at Turners. As you can see here, we've got the previous close. That's basically close of business the previous day, $3.54. It opened at $3.53, current price $3.58. The day's low, $3.50, and the day's high, $3.58. It ended on a high, which is fine. There was a volume of 30,096. Bid and ask, that's pretty much the same. And we've got the bid size and the ask size. Now, I do recall what these meant, but I've forgotten. So I think basically the ask size is it's one of the two. But if you've got more people asking, then that's good. Or is it the other way around? Who can remember? Anyway, we've got historical dividends, what it's paid out, and this one will be paying out 5 cents. As we can go back to this screen here, we've got some information about what it's paid out in the past. There's all sorts of stats on Yahoo Finance about all these companies. Not so much New Zealand stocks, but generally speaking, the majority of them are covered. All of them will be covered in some way, shape, or form, but definitely for the US stocks, definitely for the Australian stocks, they will be showing up on here. So it's a very valuable resource. We go back to here. We can see these are all the dividends that have been paid out so far since we've owned the stock. Remembering we started trading on this particular portfolio back in April 2021. So it's been just over a year and a half. Pretty good going, really. So this stock has actually paid out, what have we got there? We got 6 times plus a 7th coming up. And I would guesstimate that in terms of the numbers, it's paying out 5-cent dividend based on the announcement that Turner's released today. In fact, we can go and check that announcement out shortly. It should yield a $25 dividend based on this portfolio of roughly $1,800 for this stock. And because this stock pays out every 3 months, in theory, let's say it paid out 5 cents per earnings per share, that's another $25 every 3 months. So that's $100 a year, roughly. Pretty good. 4, 5, 6%, roughly, somewhere around that. And hopefully the stock price will increase as well. So we can get the growth plus the dividends, and everyone wins. If we go on to nzx.com, we can have a look at the market announcements. If we scroll down here, somewhere there'll be a Turners in there somewhere. So these are all of the things that are impacting the share price, which the companies release. It could be a change of director or some sort of investment, or they're selling some, buying some stocks back, or whatever they are doing, or basically their profit loss announcements, that sort of thing for half year, end of year, all that sort of stuff. So do we have Turners on here? Here we go. We've finally tracked it down. That wasn't hard, was it? Anyway, we can click on that. We can go and have a look in here somewhere. We've got documents, or we've got announcements. Let's go and have a look at this. Turners delivers robust returns despite challenging market. Ooh, sounds good. So we've got all the stats here. Record net profit before tax of $23.4 million for HY23. That's half year 23, slightly ahead of half year 22. So they made more profit this year, basically, and clearly that's a sign of the COVID recovery, hopefully. Auto retail market share increased from 6.4% to 8.2% year on year, etc., etc. So feel free to read that at your leisure. This will give you a basis for investing in certain companies. You can see the announcements to see whether the shares have gone up or down, what the company is doing. It's going to give you some pointers on what's doing well, what's not doing so well, and hopefully it'll help you out. Now, some of these articles on Yahoo Finance, very good, very worthwhile having a read. Some of them might be a bit old. I mean, this one was done, when was that? That's just over a month ago. And it just gives you a summary, essentially, based on whoever's writing this. Simply Wall Street, they've got some good stuff based over in Australia. You be the judge after you read this article. And they might, Simply Wall Street, yeah, they've got some very good graphs in terms of what sort of performance we're expecting. So basically in that industry, it's definitely worth a read if you're into investing and you want to learn some more, just to feel out what actual real investors look at and why they look at this stuff, because they'll get a better idea of whether they should hold on to a stock, sell a stock, buy more of the stock. For us, it's all about dividend investing, so we'll be buying more, hopefully the right things that we'll be buying, and just holding it just to get the dividends. And if there's any stocks that are going to crash and burn, such as Meta, which we haven't invested in, or maybe FTX, bad investment. Samuel, what's his name? Sam Bankman-Fried. I think it's actually Sam Bankman-Fried, judging on his performance lately. So he's lost billions of dollars. Another speculative crypto enterprise. As you can see, things are definitely moving in the right direction. Just a simple case of keep going, being consistent, and carrying on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you enjoy this content, please leave a like. It would be much appreciated. And we'll see you in the next video. Catch you later.